Good afternoon, Decatur. We're trying something new today. We're accustomed to our weekly COVID-19 updates on Monday mornings, and now we're trying to give you a way for you to receive regular municipal updates. So I'd like to invite you to tune in with us every Friday at 3 p.m. for a weekly recap as we head into our weekend. I'm honored to have with us today our Council President, Jacob Ladner, District 5. Councilman, you getting settled in?
I am. I think we're 12 days or so on the job, so it's a lot, but we've got a great team, and it's been fun getting to know different departments and what different folks do. So, yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to be here. Good.
Well, we're glad to have you and appreciate the leadership that you're offering. I know that we're already getting some things done. So,
Yes.
So just a few things for us to discuss that's taking
Sure.
place this week that maybe our viewers will find informative. So we had a build grant. That's a $14 million grant, allowed us to build put in an overpass out on Highway 20, kind of where Apple Lane Farms is now. We connect the north side with the south side. And yesterday, the bids were opened on that project. And the low bid went to Reed Contracting at $12,800. So that's very exciting. You know, the project's going to allow us us and I-65 travelers to have safe access to both sides of the roadway there, and to hopefully spur development. I think that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's, like you said, it's a great opportunity for our city to grow. There's a lot of room out there, and this is kind of the first piece, I think, to get the infrastructure in place so that some development possibly, hopefully, can occur out there. So this was a big day for the city
Right.
to get those bids going.
Right. You know, over the years, we've seen a lot of accidents happen in that area, and with the speeds, they don't have a good outcome. So this is going to be a big improvement as it relates to safety as well.
Right. Yes, sir.
Well, so then we are a couple of weeks ago, we had a bid opening on Fire Station number 5, and I hope that many of you have had an opportunity to see the designs on Station 5 that will go at the corner of Danville and Modus Road. We're excited to be able to provide a new facility for our first responders. So now we're in the process to where we had this bid amount that we knew that we could handle as far as our budget is concerned, and it's a little over. So we're trying to work and see how we're going to try to get it within budget, or maybe pay a little extra and go with it as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really exciting project. I hope everybody's gotten to see the drawings. You know, it's a really modern, kind of different looking firehouse, and I think, you know, it's something that would fit in with the neighborhood really well. A really neat design, but like you said, it came in a little over, so we'll do some work on, you know, seeing if there's some ways we can get it closer to budget, and then, you know, we'll have to work with our fire chief, Chief Thornton. I know he's been really involved in that, and just see what we can do to maybe cut a little cost, but and decide how to move forward with the funding. But it's really exciting for the fire department. I'm sure that station in particular is excited. But yeah, it really exciting. If you haven't seen the renderings, I mean, that thing, my son said he wanted to live there. So it's really nice looking.
It does fit in well with the neighborhood. Now, number Station 5. For our viewers, that's the busiest station we have in the city. And so if we have a new fire truck at that station, and appreciate the council and the funding to get that truck, but if you were to get in and let the driver engineer back you in with them in that truck, you'd squeeze up. It's a very, very tight fit. They had to modify the mirrors on it to get it to work. And then the current station, it's not gender friendly. We have some female firefighters.
Right.
So that'd be some of the improvements that are made, ventilation, things of that nature. So we're excited about that. So then we have just some capital projects. And so we've been talking about going through some orientations with all of our council members about the importance of being able to put a plan together. as it relates to our spending.
Right.
Everybody has wants, but with the wants comes cost,
Yeah.
and we only have so much.
Yeah, so, meeting with our finance department and our CFO, John, and, one thing we really need is a capital plan. And it's getting all these projects and these future expenditures, large, a lot of them are large, that over the next 5-6 years that the departments need, and then really prioritizing those. And that not only gives our finance department, kind of something to work with to know, what the future needs would be, whether it be bond market or how we're going to get that funding. But it also kind of communicates the vision for, what's coming for the city. So I think the residents would, really will like something like that to see, hey, there's some big projects out on the horizon that are part of an actual plan and vision. So I'm looking forward to going through those and working with John and Kyle in our finance department and, putting a real capital plan together that makes sense for the city.
Sure, and, with that, while we have a list of some of the projects that we can discuss, we know that as we go back to where the overpass is going,
Right.
infrastructure, that go in place out there for development,
Right.
that's going to come with a cost.
Yeah, that's a big one. The 6th Avenue Gateway is another one that I think has really gained some steam. I'm kind of fresh off of a campaign, you are too, and a lot of what I heard, even though it's not my district, was clean up the gateway, 6th Avenue, 6th Avenue coming across the bridge there. So, no matter where people are in the city, they recognize that as a need. And, I think that is probably going to be a priority for us in our capital plan.
So we have a group of citizens, led as the leader is Stratton Orr, I believe, that are working on that corridor improvement that starts from Wilson Street, maybe a little far, maybe at the base of the bridge,
Right.
all the way to Prospect.
Right.
And some of the renderings I've seen have been kind of impressive on that. So it's almost like the foyer of your home.
Yeah.
Whenever someone comes into your home, you want that to have a nice look to it. So
Yeah, and we have a great downtown, and we're constantly making improvements there. Cook Museum, we have all kind of great things more downtown, but what people see when they drive across the bridge right now is a little, it's not quite what downtown looks like. So if we can kind of bring that downtown feel to that entryway, it's really going to help what people think when they drive across that bridge.
absolutely. Well, you want to talk about a few of the capital projects that we have in store for us to consider?
Yeah, the departments, have sent some really interesting and things I didn't know about. We're kind of new on the job. There's a couple of the police department, needing a training center. And when we talk about first responders, whether it be police or fire, we just talked about the firehouse. They take those things are really important to our residents. So making sure that our first responders are taken care of, and especially something like training, that they have what they need, for that type of first response. But there were a lot of things on there. We got something back from Parks and Recreation, had a lot of exciting things on their list. So there's a lot. Some of the lists were many pages, many line items, so there's a lot to go through, I think, with those capital projects. And then we've really got to just sit down and prioritize them,
Sure.
which is important, I know, for the city.
And then I think I know drainage is a part of that. Some of our residents have issues with drainage.
Yeah.
Drainage becomes kind of expensive, or it is expensive, because you can't just take it from one neighbor's backyard and move it to the next
Right.
neighbor's backyard. You got to put a complete fix to it.
Yeah, there's one thing that's interesting is there's these projects out there like a firehouse or things like that are very exciting and really make a difference when they're built, and people like them because they get to drive by them every day. But then there's just the basic infrastructure, whether it be roads or whether it be drainage, that you've got to take care of. Really figuring out how to put those two together, kind of those basic infrastructure needs, and then big capital difference-making, revenue-creating, residential growth, things that draw that, kind of how to put all those together and accomplish all those things.
Did you say roads?
I did. Yeah, I said roads. That's another thing we heard a lot in the campaign. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll, one thing I know that was discussed a lot was some increased, money for road paving. And, that's something that I know a few of the other council members are passionate about, and the residents surely are as well. So we'll work with each other to figure out the best way to do that. But I think you'll see more road paving than probably even was in the budget. We'll just have to figure out how to get there.
Well, I know that was a sweet sound for all that are watching right now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So at the same time, we know that there are some sewer improvements that are going to take place with our entity partner, Indicator Utilities.
Yeah.
And we want to be sure that we're communicating with them so that we're not resurfacing a road that they're going to need to do work on, you know?
Right.
And,
Yeah, the sewer overflow, project is kind of, is what you're talking about there, and that's something, again, we heard from residents and have heard, and so I think the DU is working on putting a plan together for the council and mayor to look at and see if it works for us. But yeah, absolutely, we don't want to resurface a road. It's great for a week, and then we've got to do some work with Decatur Utilities. We got to make sure we communicate well between the city and Decatur Utilities on those roads. So.
Good, I agree. Well, look, I want to say thank you. We're grateful to that our community has continued to support our local businesses throughout this trying period of time. A lot of municipalities are seeing maybe some pains as far as revenues are concerned, but we're very fortunate. And that means that your tax dollars stay right here at home, and they're being put to good use to serve our schools, repair roads, and to help our community. And then remember that you can sign up for our newsletter. We have a new newsletter because we have a communication specialist that's helping us with these things. Now, we appreciate that. She's behind the scenes today. Emmy, thank you. But you can sign up for the newsletter by texting Decatur to 42828. Say that again. That's Decatur 428 Decatur to 42828. Now, I'm going to close with this. We're all doing our best during these challenging times, as am I so often reminded by the examples in our community. Let's all try to be kind and help one another. We're all in this together. Thank you for joining us. Our next municipal update will be Friday, November the 20th at 3 o'clock. Have an enjoyable weekend.